M.I Abaga vs N6, a case of childish name-calling and disheartening hand-falling. Since releasing his controversial "You Rappers Should Fix Up Your Lives" track, rapper M.I Abaga has been the target of many hiphop heads, music analysts and pop culture enthusiasts. Some of his colleagues have thrown subtle shots and of course, while some have used the furore surrounding the song to air their long-standing beef for the Chalk City president. But on Friday morning, the stakes became higher, or lower, following a series of tweets by a fan, M.I Factor, who countered me on a number of points raised on the infamous "Yes Fool." A few of the many arguments that were raised by M.I is the fact that young rappers are victims of the system and failings of the UGs. While explaining, the Twitter user shared SoundCloud links to some of the records that were made in response to the controversial track, including that of former rapper and media personality, N6. A line off his track goes, "How did you let go of Prez? Her flow was the illest, that shawty was nice. For 3 years you disappeared, there was all like 1, 2 and 3. Never solo sold out Echo Hotel, but you keep talking about retiring." I, who had hitherto ignored the N6 track, immediately reacted to this tweet and dismissed him as trash, adding that he's a failed MC who has now resorted to reaping off young artists. In truth, M.I has in the past been very opposing of the anti-gay law in Nigeria. During a certain Middle Ground podcast episode that featured Abaga a few months ago, the rapper had voiced his support for LGBTQ. "It's not my business what anybody does. And what I mean by that is it's my privacy. Everybody has a right to their privacy," he said. "I would never want to be punished for who I am. Because of this, I wouldn't punish someone else for who they are. Cheating and adultery are wrong, but they are not criminalized, and no form of consensual adult expression of love should be my opinion." A few cheeky individuals also spotted what looked like more than artiste major love when he wished his long-term manager Abaga a happy birthday some weeks ago by using the terrifying eggplant emoji. Sigh. And he wasn't done. Chocolate City DJ Lambo got in the fray and told N6 to pipe down and accused him of begging them for handouts. N fired back with another slur and threatened to beat her. As one lives in a world where Donald Trump, warts and all, is the most powerful man in the world who resorts to name-calling at every perceived offense, it is not that shocking to see N6 make claims about his sexual status of people he's tweet fighting. "We don't know if it's true and neither do we care. Speaking of tweet fighting, it is beyond belief that M.I, with all his greatness, also cannot rise above the virtual barbs. Since his legacy has been questioned by the hosts of Loose Talk, he seemingly cannot ignore criticisms and reacts to almost everything. On the contrary, his South African counterpart Casper Nyovest is in the news for something else entirely. He was quoted as saying on local radio that he has gone broke trying to organize his headline show. The 90,000 capacity stadium is a long shot by a rapper, and he's attempting to fill up the stadium. He's filled up a 20,000 arena before, something that our very own self-titled The Greatest has not yet done. We may have been correct on Year's Fool that he doesn't see anyone threatening his legacy, yet his legacy is under threat by he himself, who by these outbursts is slowly but surely chipping away at his greatness. Somebody make him stop.